Confidence is what gets you in the door to open more doors.
You could just hang around one wise person. It outweighs you hanging around thousands of people.
I didn't want to have to deal with people anymore. I wanted to succeed so I could tell these people to F off, go off on my own private island and never have to see anybody again. Have the confidence to travel by myself, to go to these different places, to meet different people.
We're live.
We are live. Welcome back to the Never Settle podcast. I'm here with my boy Noah.
What's good?
My name is Andrew. And this is the 400th installment in the Never Settle podcast genre.
After our quick little break, our hiatus.
Yeah, man. I mean, sorry, I got to refresh. But, that was a much needed break. We talked about it earlier, and, we regrouped.
We got a little more official. I got a mic stand over here.
Yeah. So he's got a mic stand.
I don't got to hold nothing.
I'm still doing the little getaway. It's whatever, but you know what it is.
We'll have both soon.
So I hope everybody that's been watching is continuing to follow our message or even implement some things that we've been saying. Shout out to all the people that have been watching, the comments that I've been getting recently, all the love and support. And it hasn't been like a lot, but it's been, enough to, build us up. So
today I actually found out we had some viewers, so that is hype.
Yeah.
Let's go. Watch our stuff, because we are consistently learning, which means we're going to be consistently dropping things to teach others.
Yeah, and I don't want to make this intro too long, but I'm fully 100%, actually 110% convinced that by us doing this and putting good words out into the air and helping people to do better in life, I 100% believe that we're reaping what we sow.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. I fully believe that. I fully believe that God is allowing good stuff to come in our lives and us to be in good mindsets, even though we slip and slope here and there. But I feel like for the most part, we're, like I say before, progress is never linear. So
yeah, we're always up and down.
But we're in a constant uptrend.
As long as we keep putting in the work, I feel like God is going to be like, all right, it's time for you to get the fruits of your labor.
For sure.
We're going to start seeing some progress, I think.
Yeah.
We got a lot of ideas to make this better, too.
And this podcast, all the videos, everything that we're doing, it's only going to get better. It's only going to go up from here. So it's
hype.
Thank
Always
you.
Hype.
Yep. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you for taking the time out of your night.
Yes, sir.
And let's get started, man. I think you're going to go first because
I got you.
You got the book ready.
So I have this little book that has all my gems in it. All my thoughts, my deepest thoughts of wisdom.
Yeah.
And some random
TikTok can
crap
hear it, but
also. Huh?
No, I was just saying I hope the TikTok can hear it.
Oh, we'll find out.
Oh, we should have prayed. Huh? We can still pray.
Pray on live?
Yes.
Live prayer? All right.
Yes.
What are we praying for?
Just just for.
Got you.
Well, thank you, Lord, for being with us. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be able to do this podcast. Just to meet here with the viewers and help to spread a good message. Help our words to flow. Help us to convey the message good. And in Jesus' name, pray. Amen.
Amen. All right.
I think that's good, right?
I think we're good with that. That's exactly what we want.
All right. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
We normally do that off camera, but we're live now.
I was going to say before we did that, I feel like it's a trend lately. I've seen a bunch of random celebrities and YouTubers actually pray on camera and keep it in their videos. And it's people that I never thought actually follow God. So I thought that was cool.
Maybe I'll leave it in there. Yeah.
I definitely think you should leave it in there because that's what I thought of when we just did that. So
okay, yeah. I'll leave.
I don't want to call it a trend, but I feel like I've seen that recently with a lot of people. Is they keep the prayers in there, and I think God would want us to do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
there's no point in cutting it out. So.
No, yeah. Last time we just did it before we were even talking, so
facts
makes sense.
All right,
but let's get it going. Just make sure you project your voice a little bit so that the live will pick it up as well.
I got you. I'm gonna put ASMR in this. All right. give me a minute to find.
I appreciate the viewers who are on here
Aha.
just watching us. We're filming right now, so we can't really interact with the chat. But once we're done, we'll be able to interact with the chat a little bit if you guys are still watching. So, yes, it is a podcast.
All right. So, a little bit of background. Recently, over the past few weeks, I feel like God has been like drilling in me. Pause.
Wow.
Drilling into my heart confidence.
Okay.
Right? Just like pressing confidence. Because I feel like I've learned that confidence is literally like the key to everything. So if you have confidence in life, one, there's literally nothing you can't do. Obviously, confidence in Jesus, meaning, but Jesus has to be first. Like, I think we're at that point where we kind of just know that. So it's Jesus, but right after him, it's confidence. If you have confidence, it's one of the gifts Jesus can give you to be able to kind of just do anything.
Okay.
Right? But it leads to self-love. It leads to, I believe it leads to respect from other people and self-respect. I just think it's huge. It's a huge thing. So one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, are you confident in who you are?
Wow. That's a really good question. And I'm excited because I'm hearing you ask me questions now. So this is dope.
Yeah. I did my part.
Can you just reread the question real quick?
Yeah.
I got lost in that.
No, you're good. Are you confident in who you are?
Am I confident in who I am?
Yeah. Just straight up.
If I'm being 100% honest, no, I am not.
Okay.
I'm being 100% honest. I have moments of confidence. I have seasons of confidence. I try to build my confidence up on a daily basis and trying to grow into the person that I want to be, but not in every area. And so since it's not in every area, I would consider that I'm not yet there with my confidence yet.
For me, I would say also no, but I'm not like, so far from it. I feel like I'm definitely on a daily basis getting better at being confident in who I am and just being me on a daily basis and not caring what others say, others think, things like that. But at the same time, like I'm human. I still have those thoughts of like, all the same things we always think about, like, oh, am I good enough? I don't really like this about me, this, whatever. Yeah. But I feel like I've definitely, like I said, gotten so much better than I used to be on accepting who I am. If I want to give like a rough estimate on like a number or something, I'm like 80% there on like fully accepting who I am.
Okay.
I feel like I'm on the right path and I got the necessary tools. Number one, obviously being Jesus and just him preaching like, I made you specifically. Everything about you is unique and I need you to kind of blast that to the world. Yeah. But it's things like that are like, all right, yeah, I need to be more confident in who I am. So.
Okay. Yeah. And then I just want to chime in with that. Like confidence is a trait that every single person needs if they want to succeed in this world. You cannot succeed without confidence.
Right. Like I was saying before, I feel like it is the key to just life.
Yeah. It 100% is. One of the keys. You'll attract. Confidence is a big attractor. So
yes. And
one of the main things I've been realizing, not to go too far off tangent here, but one of the main things I've realized that with success, a lot of people chase success and a lot of people want to be a successful person. And whether it be business or mostly business or whatever you do. If you're an athlete, you just want to succeed at what you do. And I've noticed that it's all centered around people. And the craziest thing that I'm sorry, I'm going way off into my own thing.
This is the point of the question, is to spark these things.
So for the longest time, when I first started my whole like self-improvement journey and I wanted to succeed and all this different stuff, I wanted to succeed kind of to go against people. I didn't want to have to deal with people anymore. Okay. I wanted to succeed so I could tell these people to F off and go off on my own private island and never have to see anybody again. And as my self-improvement journey has just gone along on the journey and whatnot, I've realized that to succeed is actually to interact with more people. You have to be in contact with more people. Obviously, the right people. It's not just about the number of people that you have around you. It's about who you have around you. But it's all about people. Like that's how you succeed, is through people.
Right.
If you you get in the right circles or whatever, and then you meet this person. This person can get you over the hump. Let's say you've been dealing with something. Your advertisement isn't going as well. Like, you're trying to push something. You're trying to get something out in the world. You need somebody that knows that avenue to be able to push your stuff. So if you meet them, it's all about people.
Facts.
That's the one thing that AI will never be able to replace, is the human connection
AI.
and the fact that we need each other to build each other up. So I'm tying this all together here. In order to be in those situations, to meet those types of people, you have to have confidence. You have to have confidence to go up to them and talk to them. This is why I've been improving on going up to random people and just sparking random conversation. I could have easily...
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to start doing
that
too.
guy earlier, I could have easily just gone about my day and never asked what he was doing.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you know what? I need to talk to more random people, have the confidence to be able to talk to him, have a conversation here, have the confidence to travel by myself, to go to these different places, to meet different people. Confidence is what gets you in the door to open more doors. If that makes any sense.
For sure. I think you brought up a good point. It's not the number of people. So like,
It's never been that.
you could just hang around one wise person, right? It outweighs you hanging around thousands of people.
Right.
Thousands of not wise people. Thousands of people just kind of going with the flow in life and, not really amounting to anything. You hang out with 1,000 of those people, you'll never succeed.
That's so true, bro. Like, the quality of people that you have around you is very important.
Yeah.
Just like the example you said, you can have 1,000 friends that don't know anything, that won't help you progress. But you have 1,000 friends. When you post it up on Instagram and you posted a squad picture, you're like, you post this picture with all these people and everybody thinks, oh, you have so many friends. You must be such a great person. You must be succeeding at this, and this. And in the background, all they do is just party, don't improve in any way, don't help each other, don't build each other up, aren't holding each other accountable. And those 1,000 people can be replaced by one good person. Think about when you now create your friend group and are looking for specific traits and whatnot, and you surround yourself with 5 good people. That's the equivalent to like 5,000 people. Like, and there's no specific like conversion or anything like that. It's just the quality of people that you have around you is astronomically better than the amount of people that you have.
Quality over quantity? Is that the quote?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, but I think
applies in everything.
This is something that I had to figure out. And this was years in the process, bro. Years. I had to finally figure out, because of course, I always wanted a massive friend group. I used to see it in school all the time. I didn't have it. I never had it because I was bouncing from school to school, state to state. And then finally I realized who I was, who I wanted to be, and what it took to get to that point, which I'm still not fully there, but I realized that I had to surround myself with people that are going to uplift me, that are going to be there for me, hold me accountable, help me with this endeavor, this, whatever. And it's funny because now I have those friend groups, I guess you could say. But it took a couple of years of like being alone. It took a couple of years of putting off.
Yeah, bro.
It took a couple of years of saying, no, I don't want to hang out with you. No, I don't want to do this. Or not even saying no, just not talking to them at all.
That's something that we as a society are so afraid of, is like that alone time, that season in life where God wants you to be alone, to kind of separate you, to teach you what he needs to teach you, to open your eyes, to do all these great things to help propel you forward when you're back surrounded by the good people, the people he's provided for you. But everybody today is so afraid of that they settle for people and relationships and all these things just so they can feel not alone in that moment.
Yeah.
Which in reality, it, like we always talk about, it's settling. It's because during those times where you're alone, that season in life where you're alone, like I said, it's when God is instilling in you. I don't even know if that's a word.
I don't know either, but keep going.
There's a word that sounds like that.
Yeah, I
that
know.
might be the word, or there's a word that sounds like
it sounds
that.
familiar.
Anyway, I'm not a grammar expert. I lost my train of thought. But God wants to get you alone for that season of life to set you up for great things coming your way, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody today is so afraid of that of being alone for. I can kind of understand it because I was at that point too. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I want friends, I want this, I want that, until I actually went through it and experienced what God was trying to show me all along. And I was like, oh yeah, this has to be the way so that I can have better relationships going forward. It's either you settle for crap or you just take that time, you know, battle it out, be alone for that short amount of time and set yourself up for better relationships, better friends, and better situations and opportunities in your life. I feel like we covered this a little bit, but I'm going to ask it anyway in case it sparks anything else you want to talk about.
Okay.
So, do you accept the things that make you who you are? Meaning the things that you can't change about yourself, that you would maybe want to change, but kind of have to accept and roll with?
So yeah, I can understand that question.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Now, when you here's something that I do want to say. When you finally accept something, that doesn't mean that on some days you might not deal with it. Some days more than others. When you have to accept something, it just means that it doesn't bother you like all the time anymore. It's not something that you constantly wake up and you're like, ugh, I hate the world for this and this. And, you know, so with things like, you know how it goes, like height, stuff like that, I have finally accepted different things that I can't control.
I feel like height is huge.
Yeah. But it's like height, personality traits. I mean, that's stuff that you can work on, but also your...
height is kind of set in stone.
Yeah.
Personality traits, I guess.
You can work on that.
You can definitely work on that, but there's just some things that you're kind of just born with. So
Yeah.
I guess accepting.
Have
is the
you
only way to go.
accepted things that you can't control?
I think so. I think there's a few things that still bother me at times, but they don't bother me enough to the point where I'm always constantly in that state of,
Right.
oh, I hate this about myself. Like, I feel like I've gotten to the point where there's a lot of, so backtracking a little bit, there's a lot of people who hate some things about themselves, right? And they're always like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this.
Yeah.
I wish I was this, I wish I was this, I wish I was this. I probably would say I used to kind of hate a lot of things about myself, but now I think I've reached the point where that word of hate is just out the door. Like I don't hate myself. I hate nothing about myself. And yes, there are still some things about myself that occasionally kind of come up in my head and kind of bother me a little bit.
Yeah.
But not to that extent where like I'm always thinking like I hate, you know? So yeah, I mean, yeah, I've pretty much accepted all of the things that I don't particularly like about myself, but can't change. So I think that acceptance is big. And acceptance, I think you were just talking about this. It doesn't mean like you suddenly love everything
it's like
that you
gone,
wanted to change about yourself.
disappeared all of a
it's
sudden.
It's just like, you know, it is what it is,
Right.
and you do with what you have, you know.
So I do have to say, we've only done 2 questions, but it's great seeing how, like in my mind, all of these questions, because I have a very business-centered mindset now. I've switched it. Think of everything way deeper into than I should. But it's like every single question you ask can tie into a way of success, a way of you finding success, right? Like with the first one, you have what was the first one again?
Are you confident in who you are?
And confident in who you are. So like I was saying, you have to be confident with who you are, with yourself, so that you can project that outward, and people are attracted to that naturally. And I cannot convey that very well right now. But either way, when you're confident in yourself, people will see that confidence will exude out of you, and then you'll be able to succeed in that area. As well as the second one, being okay with who you are. Is that what it was?
Accepting the things
I can't control.
that you can't really change about yourself,
Right.
that you might not particularly like.
So that you need to get to a place where you can accept yourself with when it comes to things that you can't control. That way you can finally stop, because these thoughts, they take over your brain. So when your brain has all this different stuff going on, right? When you're thinking about how am I gonna, let's just use these examples. How am I gonna get rich? How am I gonna buy a Lambo at 22? How am I gonna get a mansion at 23? How am I gonna have multiple successful businesses? You know, when you, how am I gonna have a family? How am I gonna find a wife?
Right, because those things are success too.
Right. But when your brain is full of all these different thoughts constantly throughout the day, so it doesn't even have to do with those thoughts. When it has to do with thoughts like this, dang, I don't accept myself. My ears look big. Dang, my forehead's big.
Yeah.
What was it? I'm short. This, that. When your brain is full of those thoughts, you don't have room in your head to be able to think of more. You get it?
Yeah. No.
Distracted right now.
They're taking out the recycling.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think that's huge. It's like
You have to clear your
you
mind
can't
of
fill your head with those
the
things.
BS.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that's all that is. It's BS. You have to get over that stuff. You have to. I think the best way to put this is you have to win the internal battle first. You have to win the battle against yourself. Because even we have all these external factors trying to take our attention away from the important things. All the worldly distractions we have, and then we have ourselves as well. Ourselves are our own distractions sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Because if I go my whole days thinking, dang, you know, I wish I was taller, or I wish I had more money, or this, that, the other. If I went every day just filling my head with those thoughts, I wouldn't be able to look past those thoughts and be able to be like, okay, now that I'm over that stuff, I now have headspace to be able to think about what's important. So if that makes any sense, hopefully I was able to convey that.
No, I completely
Pretty
understand
well.
what you're saying. So I think others will too.
Yeah.
But
to sum it all up, you just have to clear your mind of the internal conflicts to be able to conquer what really matters,
And
what you want to accomplish.
Right. And speaking of distractions, the next question is, are you confident? The next question is, are you confident in your beliefs? And if you are, or if you aren't, what are some steps that you think you can take to kind of better that?
Okay. So this is funny that we're saying this on the podcast because this is something we talk about all the time. And you know damn well.
That's why I wrote it down as one of the questions. I was
Damn well I'm very confident in my faith, especially after last night, the conversation.
Not just faith in God, though. I'm talking about, we live our lives like, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't go around anymore, having sex with just whoever.
This is a great question.
So when I say beliefs, of course it's God and Jesus,
Right,
and
right. But you mean your
faith.
morals as well.
I mean morals as well, yeah. And
So-
just everyday life things.
You know me, and everybody needs to hear this because when it comes to having morals, especially in today's society, I think you automatically become 90%. And I don't like saying that you're better than anybody else. We're all very equal on this playing field. It's just what you do to kind of edge yourself over the competition. Anyway, when it comes to like my morals and stuff like that, so limiting drinking, no drugs, obviously, curating the music that I listen to and the people that I hang around.
That's a big one right there.
What I do when I leave the house and even when I'm in the house, those beliefs and the reason I have such strong morals and why I believe in what I believe in so very strongly is because I see the opposite. And I don't think there's any better way of having like an example than being able to see it. So when you see other people going out and doing what they do, doing the worldly things, doing the things that I don't see as like working. Yeah, like I don't agree with. Like when I see people constantly getting drunk like every night, like that doesn't work for me. Like I see what that does to people. I see what addiction does to people. I see what latching yourselves on to too many people. Like, I just see the alternative. You see what goes on in the world, and when you look at people that have succeeded in life and all this different stuff, they had to put that to the side. They had to do the opposite. And it's hard because the world is just so full of distractions. It's unbelievable. But
dude, I had that same thought pretty much a couple hours ago. I was like, I'm always getting asked like, oh, why don't you do this? Why do you do this? Why don't you do this? Why do you do this? And it's like,
I saw your TikTok on that.
Huh?
I said I saw your TikTok on that. By the way, that was very good.
I did a TikTok.
Remember, you'd be like, oh, I'm doing. Why don't you do this? And then you followed it up with a verse right after.
Yeah. The one I put, yeah. That was before I took a break from. Yeah. So one of the questions I'm always asked is like, yeah, why do you do certain things and why don't you do certain things? And it's like, I try to tell people all the time, I've seen what some of these things can actually do. I've seen how evil a lot of these things actually are. I've seen the effects. I've seen like the lasting effects. I've seen it. I've seen some of these things destroy relationships, destroy friendships,
families,
destroy families, destroy ways
generations,
of life, destroy ways of life.
Yeah.
And I've seen it all play out, and I'm like, this is why I don't do any of these things, because you might see it as harmless, and I can do this again and again, and nothing happens. But I've seen what can happen and the effects that play out. Longevity.
And people have to understand this very simple fact, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. In order to succeed in this life with anything, you have to do what most people won't do. And I know you hear this all the time, but it's the truth. It's stood the test of time. You have to put aside what literally everybody else is doing, or else you just will not succeed. You won't. And it's so much more difficult said than done. I mean, what?
Done than said.
It's way easier said than done, because
grammar.
Simply because there's so many. It blows my mind. Even on the littlest level, it's just like simple things that we need to survive can take us over. Food. It's the most random thing. I had to go on a fast because I struggled with food, of all things. Food was taking my attention away from succeeding. Like, there's all these different things. The world, social the enemy, media. Everything does not want you to succeed. Even other people do not want to see you do well. They just don't. They always... We're in a very selfish world. Very selfish. We're all self-centered. All of us think that we're the main character and everybody else is a side character. As much as I love you, bro, you're still a side character in my life. It's as simple as that.
No, bro.
I
am the main character.
Exactly. See, you think you're the main character. So that's just life for everybody, bro. Like, we're all going to constantly be looking out for how we're going to succeed. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's really the truth. I mean, we can look out for each other as much. I mean, I'll jump in front of a bullet for you, but It's still, I'm the main character.
That's why your friend group and your inner circle is so important, because it's filled with those people who genuinely do care about you and don't just see you as, another side character. They see you as a very important part of their life and their, trajectory and, where they're going in life. So that's by what you're saying with, all these people, they don't care about you and they don't want to see you succeed. That is true, but that's not including your specific, tight circle.
Right. And
that's not family, that's not friends.
Bro, this is something I've been struggling with for the longest time, because I've always wanted people to see me. And this is why I've said before, like, my whole self-improvement journey started off very, very selfishly. It was all about, how can I make myself look great? How can I put myself in a light where everybody looks at Andrew and he's like, yo, he did it. He did this. He did this. He did this. He's the man. Like, everybody looks up to me. And then I finally realized, I was like, that's not even why you should be doing this. You should be doing it to help other people.
It's like, once you have that, you probably, not even probably, you won't even feel fulfilled. You'll feel fulfilled for a short time. You're like, yeah, I did it. And then you're going to be like, all right, what's next? I feel empty again.
No.
That's exactly where you're going to go.
It's as simple as, I want to succeed to see other people succeed. That's all I'm at now. That's all I'm at.
Me too.
And it still gets to me when people don't appreciate what you're doing. Like, I mean, I know I was telling you earlier, like, it's nice to see people hitting me up on the side, be like, hey, I love this. I love what you're doing. I resonate with the message that you're spreading, all this stuff, right? But it still gets to me when you post something online and, you know, it gets maybe a ton of views, but people aren't interacting. People aren't being like, yo, this is dope. People aren't like commenting. People aren't sliding up on your story. Like, it gets to me and I'm just like, well, I feel like I'm doing this for y'all, but nobody's really saying anything or nobody appreciates what you're doing. So it's odd because sometimes I'll still look for that external validation. But once you get to a point where you realize people do not care what you're doing. Like I said earlier, like, it's all about them. As much as they might like you, still at the end of the day, it's how can you better your own life. It's as simple as that. And once you get to that point, it's things start to slow down a little bit. You're able to take like a deep breath and be like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. Stuff like that. I don't know what I was tying that into, but
no, and it can be very hard to get to that point too, because
yeah, sometimes,
like you said, we're our natural human nature is to just think of ourselves first.
Yeah,
like we're the main character. Everything revolves around us, and we need to make ourselves the best possible. You know, even all these people who are helping others in self-improvement, they still have this same mindset of like, you know, I need to be the best version of myself because that's all that matters.
Right.
That's not all that matters. You need to be the best version of yourself so that you can eventually help others to be the best version of themselves.
Bingo. And that's exactly what I was trying to convey at one point.
Right.
This was
that's
weeks
when
ago.
You all join together and you're this big mighty force right under God, and those are the people, bro. We're gonna be right with God. Obviously, Jesus comes first, but that's second.
Bro,
so
you nailed it, bro.
Accept Jesus. Bond together with all the people who you have helped better themselves by bettering yourself.
Yes.
This is how we fight Satan.
You've nailed it, bro. This is what I was
things.
trying to convey. I don't know where I was trying to post it or what I was writing down, but the whole reason and this ties back to even what I was talking about earlier when it comes to other people and how important people are in other people's lives and how important people and human connection really is.
Yes, sir.
This is exactly the reason for self-improvement.
Yeah.
Success will come, the money will come,
and I knew that.
All that stuff that you want will come. Hold on, I gotta say this.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going.
It is all self-improvement. All it is about making sure you're the best version of yourself, so that for other people, that is it. It is so simple.
This man's
because
brain is unveiling right before your eyes.
No, I mean, yeah, because I was trying to convey this weeks ago. I forgot where, but like people get it so skewed. At first, you think that, okay, I'm going on it always starts out like this. My girl broke up with me, or I broke up with my girl.
Yep.
I'm going on my villain arc. And then, you know, you start going to the gym.
So corny.
Yeah, you start going to the gym. You start, you know, maybe you're learning something. You start trying to learn. Or you're like, nah, I got to get my money up. I got to stunt on her. And then, so it's all very, like, inward based. And then as your journey goes along, you start to really realize what it takes to get to the levels that you want to get to. And, bro, that is so crazy to me. Like, people just think that self-improvement should be selfish. It starts off selfish, and then you finally realize that self-improvement, if everybody went on a self-improvement journey and you became the best version of you, this world would be a much better place, because we would all understand that what we do affects other people around us. Every little thing we do, it doesn't matter how vast the world is. It doesn't matter if there's 9 billion people in the world. Our little movements, our little actions that we take in the world have a major effect. Everything multiplies. If I'm doing good, I'm working on myself, I'm allowing myself to provide value out in the marketplace in the world.
Yes, sir.
I'm providing value to each person that walks through a door. I'm providing value to someone in Asia and Canada and Mexico. It don't matter where. Like if I'm posting stuff on Instagram trying to help people be better and trying to better myself, bro, every action I take that's a good action and I'm putting good stuff out in the world is going to be multiplied and it's going to help multiple people. It's all about helping people. It's all about making people a one good cohesive unit. Like I told you the other day, when people go on that stupid ass villain arc, if everybody's a villain, who's gonna be the hero? You know?
Yeah, then we're all just fighting each other for no reason.
Exactly.
We're all villains to each other.
Exactly.
It's so stupid.
I think for me, this podcast right now, it's really showing me the importance of human connection because, bro, if there's one thing you got to know about me before I started self-improving, or even when I did start self-improving, the major thing for me, bro, I disliked people. I really did.
No, I did too.
And just as of lately, I'm starting to realize just how important people are.
Mm-hmm.
And how important my action is. Bro, even on the littlest level, like someone leaves a cart out in a parking lot. Even if I don't work there, or even if I do work there, still, like, old me I would have left it. Now I realize, like, no. Because if everybody thinks like that in that moment, they're only thinking about themselves. Oh, I have to walk a couple of extra feet just to do a good deed and move this car out the way so it doesn't hurt another person's car or it doesn't damage it in any way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're constantly thinking about helping other people. Even though you're not helping a specific person, you're helping people as a whole.
Facts.
I go out of my way now, and I'm not trying to be on any type of moral high ground or anything like that. It's just I'm showing you the progress that's going. It's self-improvement isn't about how big our muscles can get or how much money we can obtain.
Exactly.
Or where I can travel to and what Instagram posts I can now,
how can I make
pictures.
myself look so good?
How can I make myself look like a millionaire before I'm even a millionaire type of thing,
Yeah.
I'm starting to
Social
realize
media
on this
can do.
self-improvement journey that it is so much deeper than people make it seem. Like, bro, I am now a caring person all of a sudden. I could give a damn a couple months ago.
So a few things, right? One, this right here is the work that Jesus can do in someone's life.
Amen.
Like he said, he was complete opposite. And he was one way, now he's another way, right?
And let me just tell you before you say that, none of this is on my own. This is not my own doing. This is not man doing this. This is the complete and utter work of God.
Yep.
And Jesus in my life. Because if it wasn't for him, like we had to talk with James, I wouldn't even have this mindset. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's what the Holy Spirit can do.
Every successful person out in the world right now,
Changes the way you think.
whether or not they believe in Jesus as the Savior, it doesn't matter. They all believe in a higher power. That is the I forget the word, but that's the constant across
even if you believe
every person that has ever succeeded in life. They know if they put out good, they're going to get good. It's as simple as that. It's a godly principle. They will find Jesus eventually. Some don't, but most do.
Even if you believe in science, right? Science is those people's higher power. Like, they put the science argument is crazy to me. But anyway, going back to the conversation and like the whole point of it, all of this, what you were saying about how, the actions that we do, even if it's not directly to others, just the way we live our lives affects other people. My pastor was just talking about that this past Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, he was trying to, really convey the message that it doesn't matter even if you're not like directly speaking to a person. So like, if I'm not directly doing anything to affect your life, I'm just living my life, but you see my example, like I'm doing more in your life than I actually do now.
Right.
I guess that's the best way I can put it. That's kind of what he was trying to say. And even if you're not directly impacting people's lives, just living the life that God has called you to live and being that example, it's doing a lot more impact than we know.
Yeah.
And that's something that I kind of had to realize. I feel like I knew it, but I kind of had to be reminded. And this whole thing about self-improvement, the whole point being to help other people. Like, I knew that deep down inside of me, but one of the best parts about this podcast is like I was able to get that out of me and hear it again to kind of remind myself.
Yeah.
Like, I needed that reminder to motivate me on why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm
Right.
improving, why I'm becoming a new person. It's to see other people do the same thing and, everybody be better.
Yeah, it's solely to help people.
It's simple, but it's deep.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to me, and too many people, especially in the Western society, and especially in the United States, everybody thinks that their little actions are like a drop in the ocean.
Right, that they don't really matter.
People will, and I'm not gonna go too far in like crazy stuff, but like people will throw trash out of their car window simply, I mean, because they have free will, but also at the same time because they just feel like, oh, my little wrapper that I just threw out of the car window won't have a massive effect on the world because
Right.
so many people do it. But that mindset is so destructive. That is a poor person's mentality right there. If by you thinking that just that little action won't affect anything, when one person has that mindset, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right.
But
If one person in 9
everybody
billion,
has that mindset.
if one person in 9 billion people thought, all right, let me just throw this wrapper out the window, it won't change the world.
You're
It
not the
won't.
only one thinking that. That's the
The
problem.
problem is that a majority of people think that way. And once a majority of people think that way, now it's a massive problem. Now everybody is so self-centered. Nobody is looking out for each other. And I see this on a daily basis, and it's driving me insane. Simply because, like I was telling you, I was realizing just how big of an impact that I have, even though I don't have a massive following, even though I'm still this kind of like ordinary Joe type of dude. I live in middle class, nothing crazy, like
Right.
my family doesn't have like a name out there. I'm not a royal family. I'm not a billionaire. None of this stuff. I'm just dude out here living. But
Just a dude out here
I've
living.
realized that even when you're in the middle of the pack, right? If you have the mindset of a wealthy person, if you have the mindset of a successful person, if you have that mindset to know that your actions are way bigger than you think they are, like you'll get to that point that you want to get to. Because I mean, it goes back to like how you have to first perceive that you can succeed before you actually succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this stuff is a mindset change. If you want to get rich, you have to think like a rich person does. They don't blow money on stupid stuff. They don't get a paycheck and blow the whole paycheck. Everything is compartmentalized. Everything is accounted for. Percentage to this, percentage to that. You have to live, if you want to improve, you have to live life like that. You have to make sure that every part of your life is very, very carefully looked at. And you put a percentage of you here. You put a percentage of you here. You make sure that you don't slip up in this area. You don't do what that person did where they left their shopping cart out in the middle of the parking lot. You just don't do certain things. Successful people don't do stuff like that. Successful people they just don't have that poor mind mentality.
Right.
Before you talk, I just wanted to say, when it comes to, let's say for the people that are watching that are on the self-improvement journey, of course, to make more money and to be successful in their career fields or business or whatever it is, the mindset that you actually need is not all money centered. The mindset you needs to be wealthy in every aspect of life, not just the money aspect. You need to have a wealthy person's mindset when it comes to health. You need to have a wealthy person's mindset when it comes to interacting with people. You need to have a wealthy person's mindset when it comes to, I don't even know. I can't even think of anything off the top of my head, but
all the good things.
it's not just money. To succeed, you have to be successful in different areas of life. It's not just the money aspect, because you can make millions of dollars, but if you are a person that wakes up really late, or your health is horrible, or you can't interact with people, none of that stuff is going to add up to you being able to maintain success and wealth for a long time. If you live life like everybody else out there, the lazy people, you get up late, you this example is driving me nuts, but if you leave shopping carts out in the middle of the lot, it's just like, come on,
That's
bro.
the theme for today.
You're not thinking about anybody else. You're not improving somebody else's life. You're only thinking about yourself, and you're not going the extra mile to actually do anything significant.
Right. And
It's all the little things that add up to the big thing.
I think a lot of people's argument with that is, I just don't care. I want to do things my way for myself.
They'll never succeed. That's my answer to them.
Right.
I put this on my story just the other day, but I said, in order to when you want to succeed, right? Success comes with responsibility. If you're not willing to put that responsibility on your shoulders and say, I got to do this. This is on me. You know, if you're not willing to take on the responsibility of success, you're not going to succeed. Don't say that you want to succeed if you're not willing to put the responsibility on your shoulders.
Right.
Success comes with a heap of different things. The reason why people get 9-to-5 jobs and they settle for less in life and they settle for people telling them what to do is simply because they don't want to have the responsibility on their shoulders. They don't want to be held accountable, and they don't want to have people looking at them and be like, oh, what are you going to do? They want people to tell them what to do. Even though in their head they know that they don't enjoy it. They don't like a boss telling them to show up at work at this time. They don't like somebody being like, hey, you got to do this, or you're only making this much money, or you have to show up at this time each and every day. They don't want to be held down by those restrictions. But the thing is, you're not willing to put the responsibility on your shoulders and of success because, quite frankly, you're not cut out for it. You're just not cut out to succeed. Don't say you want to succeed if you're not willing to put that weight on your shoulders.
What success really is fulfillment. You want fulfillment? You're going to have to learn to put others and bettering them before yourself. But to do that, you do first have to better yourself. Right?
Success, this is going to sound out there, but honestly, success is one of life's I don't even know how to explain this, but succeeding in life is one of the ultimate sacrifices, because everybody sees the external of you succeeding. They see the nice cars, they see the nice house, they see the nice family, they see all that stuff on the outside, but it truly is a sacrifice, bro. You have to sacrifice your time. You even have to sacrifice money. People that succeed spend more money than people that don't. It's as simple as that. You have to spend millions of dollars to make millions of dollars. It's as simple as that. You're gonna sacrifice your time. You're gonna sacrifice your money. You're gonna sacrifice a lot of different things.
Facts.
It's just the way it goes. And
all right, I got one more question for you.
all right, I went off.
No, you're good. I'm pulling you back in, reeling you in. Easy one.
Yeah.
Do you think confidence leads to respect from yourself,
100%.
from yourself and other people?
Yes. Yes.
I
when
think
you
so
have
too.
somebody standing there, you know,
Yeah,
I don't respect you.
Right.
How am I supposed to respect somebody that doesn't even know what they're talking about?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to respect somebody that can't? I respect people that I could see myself rolling with. I respect people that go through hardships. I respect people that put themselves through the fire to come out on the other side, you know, a stronger person, you know, that go through the hard things, that go do what people don't do, do the self-improvement, go to the gym, all this different stuff. When you do that stuff, you become a confident individual. And if you're not confident, I know the reason you're not confident, and it's because you're not doing anything right.
I agree.
Confident
I think
people.
the easiest,
I don't even want to go there.
the easiest example I can give of this is, if you're a girl or a guy, right? You have someone come up to you, ask you out, ask you for your number, this or that, right?
Yeah.
Who are you going to respect? The person who comes up to you shaking, no confidence, doesn't even really know what they're trying to say, and I get nerves are a thing, but you can kind of tell who is kind of just like throwing themselves out there and being, that kind of person.
Yeah.
who are you going to take, that person or the person that comes up to you who is confident, respectful, knows what they're saying, says it confidently and boldly. If you come up to someone and you're kind of questioning to yourself what you're saying to them as you're saying it, people are going to look at you and be like, get the hell away from me.
No, for
But
real.
it's that person who comes up respectfully, confidently, and has confidence in what they're actually asking or saying that people look at and are like, wow, this guy kind of knows what he's doing, or this girl knows what she's doing. That confidence is something I can respect.
I mean, if you
It's as
compare it
simple as
to
that.
like a job interview thing,
That's a good example too.
when you walk in, let's say this is a high profile job interview. You're walking into a massive building in the city. You walk in, you're getting interviewed by three different execs, COOs, all the high stuff, high value, right? You walk in, shoulders back, head up high, dressed very nicely. You work out, so you already know that you don't look like a fat
Or a twig.
a big guy or a twig. You're confident in your physical, and once you're confident in your physical, you're confident in your mental. So you walk in, firm handshakes all around. How you doing? Talking, your words are flowing. You're not stuttering, or even if people stutter all the time. Like I stutter, and I'm still like a confident individual. So it's like either way, your words are flowing. You're conveying your message. You're answering their questions. If you may not know some stuff, but you'll be like, all right, you know what? I don't know that right now. I'll get back to you on that one.
Be confident in not knowing. If you're asked something you don't know, just
you have a
confidently say, I don't know.
99% chance. Well, I don't even know the percentage, honestly, but you have
Make it
a
up.
way better chance of snagging that job if you walk in and you're someone that's not confident in how you look. You're not confident in your mental. You walk in, palms sweaty. You're sweating. You got pit stains. You walk in. Your handshake is soft and loose and goose and loosey goosey. like
just like
you walk in and you could just tell, and you're like kind of like shivering in your thing. Like it's okay to be nervous, but at the same time, it's just like, bro, forget about the nervousness. When you're a confident individual, you know how to work through it. You know how to be nervous, but still show up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna look you right in the eye. This happens all the time, right? And I think about this all the time. When there's a home invader, you're chilling in your house, right? It's 3 a.m. Someone comes in and breaks your door down, and they're yelling, "Everybody get down here now! I'm taking all your stuff," right?
Does that actually happen?
Yeah, that happens all the time. And you go downstairs, and you're scared shitless, right? It doesn't matter. You have to save face because you're a confident individual. You know that you can take down somebody. Even though you may not be able to take down this person, you know that you can fight, or you know that you got a weapon. You're confident, bro. You're walking in there. Your heart is racing. But you're a confident individual. Nothing's going to stand in the way of, not nothing. I'm going to stand in the way of you getting to my family, right? Honestly, it goes the same way for everything. The firefighters that rushed into a burning building or rushed into the 9/11 towers, right? They were probably so scared, bro. They probably knew they were going to lose their life. But you know what? They were confident individuals. They ran in there and they're like, we're going to save people today. That's what it is. That's what happens when you're confident, bro. The world opens up to a confident person.
In that situation of a home invasion, I don't think I need confidence. I just need some adrenaline, bro. Adrenaline to just grab anything I can and just...
Well, it's a very scary situation. I mean, in all those different situations, first of all, you're caught off guard. And then secondly, hold on, I gotta fix the
blackout.
Lights. Seriously?
Did it die?
I guess so. We're just gonna have to do it without the lights.
The lighting still looks fine.
All right, so yeah. But either way, it's just like you're caught off guard. People are walking in with weapons, shouting, and all this different stuff. It's just like, you're gonna be freaked out. It's out of the norm. But you just gotta walk up in there, regardless of the situation. Whether it's a home invasion, a job interview, you're talking to a girl, a business meeting.
Everything.
You're meeting up with partners and investors and all this different stuff. You gotta be confident, bro. If you're not confident, the world does not cater to shy, or not shy, but I should say non-confident people. It just doesn't. You don't get deals when you're not a confident person.
At least the self-respect, too. You go into a situation where you know you're confident and you see the results of being confident, you then are able to like look at yourself internally and be like, wow, I was the man in that situation. Like I have so much respect for myself because of, you know, the turnout of you being confident.
Yeah, man.
You see firsthand what it can do. So be confident.
Yeah, bro.
It's hard, and it takes a lot of like self-evaluation and a lot of just going through certain things, but you can reach that point where you're confident in who you are.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to be all that to be confident in who you are. If you are a confident kind of nobody as in you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a car, a house, you don't have a lot basically, but you're confident, you're probably going to succeed more than the timid guy who kind of already has everything, right? If you're a little timid dude who kind of just has everything handed to him, he's got the money, he's got the car, he's got the house already there, but he's, you know, not all there socially, like he's not confident, he's a little timid man. You're gonna be better off poor and confident.
Anyway, bro,
you don't even
we
need
should
money.
wrap it up there. I've been going for a little while, so
That was a long one.
pain in the ass to edit, but all to help other people
It's
improve.
to succeed, my guy.
Yeah, all to help
To
other people succeed. So, I think
Remember the message when editing. When you're about to fall asleep on your desk, remember all the people that need you to be better
Yes,
to
sir.
edit that video.
yes, sir. People
And put
need
it
to
out
see.
there.
People need to see this stuff. I mean, we're
They need
gonna
to hear
blow
our
up one day,
voices.
so it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not rushing it. I'll take this day by day, podcast by podcast, and eventually one day we'll be.
a couple people.
One day when we reach that 1 million subscribers, we'll be looking back
It's
and
not
be
if, when.
yeah. When we reach that
get
1
there.
million subscribers, we'll be looking back and being like, wow.
Who knows if things will be the same? We'll probably have greatly improved by then
Yeah, I
in
mean,
setup and content and everything. But
you know what's funny?
it's part of the journey.
You wanna talk about this is just random stuff, but you wanna talk about like seeing kind of like into the future and putting those words out in the world and
Yeah.
power of the tongue and all that stuff. And you know, I've always wanted to live in Miami, and it was funny having a dream the other day about how I had a house in Miami and I had a really massive backyard with like, oh my god, it was amazing. Y'all can't. I'm envisioning it in my mind right now.
Your head.
But bro, it was absolutely beautiful. Mansion on the water. It's just cool, man. It's cool. You'll be able to succeed. Just put your mind to it. Put yourself through the hardships. I know it's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt, but you have to go through the hard things to get to the good.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the main point of this one was success.
I think to sum this all together, I think that it's all battling the internal stuff on this one.
That's a good point.
Your
too.
image, your confidence, your all this different stuff. Are you okay with who you are? Because if you're okay with who you are, then
Dude.
you start to project
Exactly.
like the
One of
good.
the reasons I
And
love doing this is like, yeah, we're trying to help other people by like kind of teaching, but
Yeah.
we're teaching ourselves at the same time. Like
Yeah.
we benefit just as much from this as other people watching.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I think a couple main points is like, for me that I got out of this anyway is, real success is kind of centered around fulfillment, and to be able to get fulfillment, you have to be able to put others before yourself. And the whole point of self-improvement is to improve yourself to be able to help improve other people.
and the world as a whole. Yeah.
Bottom line, that's like the key right there.
No matter
Main
how
focus.
large or little your influence actually is, because you can have 1 million followers or
Right.
you can have 100 followers.
Your words
It
do more
doesn't
than you
matter.
know.
It doesn't matter how many followers you have, as long as you work on yourself to make yourself better. You better the people around you,
Infectious.
and then it will travel. If you travel somewhere, it'll spread. It'll spread until finally you realize that now you do have a massive impact. And I think we'll leave it at that, unless you got anything else to say.
I did, but I kind of lost my train of thought. So I think God is telling me to just wrap it. So
Well,
we're done. We're done.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, tuning into another episode
We
of the Never
appreciate
Settle
y'all for
podcast. I hope we were able to convey the message that we wanted to convey here as well as we could. I know I could have done better. I couldn't think of stuff, but
I think it's common knowledge that we both kind of suck at talking. But one of the benefits of doing this is every podcast we do, we're gonna get better.
get better.
So
and yeah,
I know I suck at talking. I suck at getting my thoughts out into the open. Like even right now, like
because
I don't know what the hell
our
I'm
mind
saying.
is so
I'm a
full
fool, bro.
of thoughts.
Yeah, it's hard.
Once
We're-
we finally get it out, it's pouring.
Yeah,
out.
we're learning how to do this as
Yeah.
we kind of go along. So bear with us. But
yeah,
I think as the content gets better, it's going to be because we get better at
yeah.
just spewing things. So the more we do it, the better we get. So the only
Hell
conclusion here is
yeah.
to just keep going, bro.
Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, facts.
We'll be back next week.
Love y'all.
Continue to never settle. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.